What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Backtrack Cinema. Today we're going to look at 5 times Sylvester Stallone went beast mode. So grab some popcorn, get a drink, and let's talk about some intense scenes that Sylvester Stallone went ultimate beast mode.
Copy, you're calling Raven.
Payback time.
Come on! Come with me if you want to live. You just don't turn it off!
What's going on, everyone? My name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinemas. If this is your first time here, then hit that subscribe button, hit that like button so you don't miss out on any future content. And today we're talking 5 scenes where Sylvester Stallone went beast mode. What do I mean by beast mode? Where a scene where it gets intensified, it's amplified. The character, you're rooting for the character, you're cheering for the character, that kind of thing. That's what I'm kind of going for, and we'll talk about that as we count down my 5 favorite scenes here. So without further ado, let's get into this. So Frank versus Chink in Lock Up is a great scene where this character, Frank Leone, has had enough. The warden's been pushing and pushing and pushing, and when finally they kill that kid, he loses it. He goes out to the yard, finds Chink, beats the living crap out of him. I like the atmosphere that's created. It gets intensified. It's snowing and everything. He's hitting him with a weight, and then he goes to drop the barbell on his neck and crush his freaking neck, and they're all like cheering him on. This is a character who's been humble, who's very wise beyond his years, who's teaching the young kid first base how to survive in a prison like this, who to talk to, keep your mouth shut. So he's a character who just doesn't, run on his emotion really. But this is where he's just had enough, and then he goes right after Chink. It's a great scene. It's a great moment. I just love it. I mean, Over the Top has so many great moments. There's so many great arm wrestling matches. It's a better film than people say it is. It's got a lot more heart. It's much deeper than anyone says it is. It's not just male testosterone, arm wrestling, getting jacked and screaming and hitting our chest. It's a lot more than that. But where he goes into beast mode, it's not what you think it is. It's not the end match with Bull Harley. It's that match where he's already lost, and he goes against Joe Grizzly. I think again, Joe's Grizzly beats him the first time. And it's like the rematch. And just the way they set it with the people cheering, he's in his white tank top. The guys are greased up, they're oiled up, they're fucking jacked. And you can see the anxiety a bit in Stallone. He's pacing back and forth. But when they lock, it's quick and it's fast. That's intensity. You know what I mean? The end one is more slow, and it's more dramatic. You know what I mean? They play up to the drama a bit more, and how it takes a long time to keep you on the edge of your seat. But this one was fast and quick, but intense. Where Stallone, he's at struggle, he's doing and he just slams the mother humper down like that, bang, 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 like that, and then there's a nice camera shot where it's from the crowd's view, and it's circling around them. And the music, with the drumming and everything, and the rock music, and dun 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 dun, like that, it's fantastic, man. I absolutely love this part Over the Top. And they hit the Lincoln Hawk freaking beast mode, man. Guy just goes into beast mode. Oh, fantastic. I love these movies, man. Just love them. The end of John Rambo, or Rambo 2008, is just pure awesomeness. It's horrific, it's violent, but it's badass all at the same time. And when Stallone builds that tension up, when they're about to, when they're all about to get executed, and Buddy's praying to him and stuff like this, you just see Stallone rise up, you know what I mean? Cuts that guy's head off, gets on the big 50 cal weapon gun or whatever, and he starts just mowing people down. That was intense, man. That was just badass, and they're all getting into it. And then when our main villain here, who you just end up despising here, right at the end there, where he's running from Rambo, Rambo goes after him, comes out from a tree, stabs him in his guts, and this rips his guts wide open. You know what I mean? Oh, a little bit a little bit heavy on the CGI, but that was badass. That was intense. That's when Rambo went beast mode, and Rambo's gone beast mode plenty of times. If you're a Stallone fan, you've seen these movies, you know all the scenes I'm talking about. But this was just vicious and freaking violent, man. And I like to add too in First Blood when he breaks down and he's crying at the end of that movie, and he's talking about, you know, he's talking about the traumas of war and how his buddy got blown up and it's all over me and nobody would help. And he's like that. And John Rambo from 2008 gives you that visual interpretation of war, how vicious, how brutal it is, how, you know, traumatic it is. Just what a movie, man. That movie is just intense. The whole movie is actually pretty intense if you really think about it, right? When you're watching it, and the music adds a lot to it. But they hit beast mode on Rambo, man, at the end of that movie.
He's cut! He's cut! Russians cut after Ivan Drago!
Rocky 4 may play out like a big long music video, and you may really like that, you may not like that, but the fight is awesome. This fight has always been awesome. Stallone got badly injured in this fight. It's still considered one of the greatest fights ever to put to screen. But that moment when he cuts the Russian, this is the first time we see this machine break down. You know what I mean? He gets a shiner, he gets a cut on his eye. And when Stallone goes after him, or Rocky just goes after him, this character who has so much heart and is so kind of passive. In a lot of ways, he does not seem like a fighter. He doesn't seem like he has that fighter mentality. But they hit the beast mode here. And when he sees the Russian cut, he goes after him and he's giving him hooks and hooks and hooks. And he's just going after his rib cage. And he keeps going, ignores the bell. You know what I mean? Drago punches him and Rocky picks him up like a wrestler. That music kicks in. They get to their corners and Duke's like, you hurt him. You see, he's not a machine. He's a man. You know what I mean? Intense. Beast mode, man. That is the beast coming out of Rocky. For such a nice, humble person, man, he goes back into caveman mentality when he gets in the ring. He turns into a beast, you know what I mean? So, oh God, Rocky 4, you know, it's not like my top 3 Rocky films, but that fight is undeniable, and that scene is just so damn good.
You son of a bitch!
But coming at number 1, it has to be First Blood. There is a serious build up to this scene where he escapes from jail. And when he's out in the woods and he's maiming them, he's taking them one by one, that's a more controlled Rambo. That's Rambo who has a strategy. What makes this intense? When he's down, he's confined in this jail cell. The cops are all around him. And when he loses it, he starts fighting like an animal. You know what I mean? He's in survival mode. Beast mode turns on. Nothing to lose. And the way he just fucks everyone up, man. The way he gets out of there is intense. But it starts when he gets the ride from Teasel. And Teasel starts pushing him and says, you know, go to a diner to eat downtown or 20 miles down the highway, right? It's when Rambo walks back, he arrests him, and just that tension starts building with the other deputies who are giving Rambo a hard time. It builds and builds and builds until that PTSD comes out, and notice the way he's taking these guys out. Like he was out to kill, man. He's in survival mode. He's back in the war. He's just tearing through these guys in this confined space. So this had to be number 1. They engaged Rambo. They put the beast mode on, or they turned on the soldier button. Now he's in soldier mode. You know what I mean? Just such an intense scene, and that building of tension and the way they execute everything here, and then it turns into this long car chase that it's just amazing. But that had to be number 1. I mean, First Blood, that's an ultimate beast mode. So those are my picks, guys. Let me know in the comments below 5 scenes where you think Stallone went absolute beast mode. We'll have a good conversation. in those comments and everything like that. I had a lot of fun putting this video together, guys, so share it around if you can. It will really help the channel a lot. And my name is Jason. You're watching Backtrack Cinema. Right below is the next video you have to watch to take you down the rabbit hole. Please do that. I will see you next time, and I'll see you in the movies. Cheers.